around here. There's a bunch of crooks around here. You ain't supposed to be in that jail, boy. Get over there, man. No, that's supposed to know, man. Vodka come in.
Is my salary going up?
Bahamian people got to wake up.
This is my 5 cents and I approve this message.
Good evening, Bahamas. You're tuned into MB12 Weekend, broadcasting from Cable 12 Studios on Robinson Road. Coming up tonight in news, ground broken on a new port on Abaco. PLP MPs say the media is out to get them. It's the first official day of summer, plus Pompey Square turns 1 year old. I'm Paige McCartney. We've got those stories and more straight ahead on MB12 Weekend. Welcome once again to MB12. Construction is now underway on North Abaco following a groundbreaking ceremony on that island yesterday. The $39 million North Abaco port will be built on nearly 4 dozen acres of land and will include environmentally sensitive works. However, Deputy Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis insists he does not expect environmentalists to object to this project. Our Jasmine Monami has more in this report.
Following this morning's groundbreaking ceremony, officials say work on the project will begin immediately. And the Deputy Prime Minister also insists despite a Chinese company overseeing the works, mostly Bahamians will be working on the project. The principal works are being carried out by China Harbor Engineering Company Limited, a company that has done several projects in the region. The site is located just over 2 miles outside Cooperstown, Abaco. Officials say it will take about 18 months to complete at a cost of $39 million. According to Davis, the port will cover an area of 45.4 acres of land. Most of that will be used as a surface area for storage or bulk containers and a yacht dock. When asked if the government was concerned that the Abaco project would receive the same opposition from environmentalists as Resorts World Bimini, Davis said no.
Environmental assessments have been done. They have done all the geotechnical and hydrographic works that's necessary, and an environmental management plan is already in place.
Davis also said so far some 80 local companies are engaged in the project, with about $1.3 million spent locally up to this point. The DPM says the government anticipates even more jobs will be created now that the construction phase has begun. He added that when speaking with China Harbor Engineering Company officials, the government made it clear that it wants a substantial number of Bahamians working on the project.
I expect that there'll be no more than 30 Chinese and at least 80 to 100 Bahamians working on it. And of course, there'll be the spin-off from the various businesses that will be engaged in providing materials and other things to the project.
Back in 2011, the F&M government began talks with Czech's American division to construct a domestic and international port facility. Financing was secured from the China Exim Bank and the government of the Bahamas. An agreement was signed in 2012 and surveys were completed in 2013. Former Prime Minister Hubert Ingram attended yesterday's groundbreaking. Meantime, area MP Renardo Curry says the massive project is just what the stagnant Abaco economy needs.
One of the things about North Abaco is that most of the communities that are down here depended heavily on the marine industry, whether we call it fishing villages. But with the impact of this port coming to the Northern District, we believe that it will create business opportunities, employments, for the people in particular that lives in this area. And so we cannot understate how important this project is to the people of North Abaco. And as we have already given the former administration credit for initiating the project, but we also give our government credit for making sure that it happens.
Reporting for NB12 Weekend, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Well, in recent years, the Chinese and Bahamian governments have partnered on several major projects. Chinese officials insist those partnerships have proven to be mutually beneficial, adding they hope to continue to work with the Bahamas government. Chargé d'Affaires at the Chinese Embassy, Lin Chin Jiang, highlighted recent projects.
In 2007, our two governments implemented Customs Container Mobile Scanner project, and in 2011, Nassau International Airport Gateway project started construction and opened to traffic last year. It is the best road by far in the Bahamas. The successful implementation of the above two preferential loan projects achieved good social and economic results. All parties concerned are very satisfied. Thomas Robinson National Stadium, aided by our Chinese government, has become a milestone of friendship and cooperation between China and the Bahamas. The Bahama project, which China Export and Import Bank provides commercial loans, and China Construction American Company participates in investment and works as a general contractor, is by far one of the largest projects in the Bahamas.
He said the partnerships show a growing friendship between China and the Bahamas. And last month marked the 17th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between China and the Bahamas.
Over the past 17 years, our bilateral friendly relations have developed steadily, and fruitful results of exchanges and cooperation have been achieved in the fields of politics, trade and economy, tourism, culture, education, and medical and healthcare.
In other news tonight, the Progressive Liberal Party members of Parliament continued their anti-media tirade this week, accusing reporters of only targeting certain groups of people. The latest politician to chide the media is Michael MP V. Alfred Gray. When asked by MB12 this week why the PLP-led government has seemingly taken issue with recent exposés regarding tax dodgers, Gray said the reporting of those issues appears biased.
Every light bill ought to be paid. Every tax bill ought to be paid. But the media is the fourth estate, and they have a right to do what they do. I do think, though, sometimes they only do it to a certain group of people. Because the truth be told, I guarantee you, there are people outside the government, there are people outside, say, the Progressive Liberal Party, whose bills perhaps might be twice as high. But I don't see the balance, you know, and that makes me feel terribly bad.
Gray was referring to the most recent revelations that BEC Chairman Leslie Miller and one of his family members' owned business owed the corporation $200,000, and that the widow of former Prime Minister Sir Lyndon Pinling, Dame Marguerite Pinling, owed more than $300,000 in real property taxes. Earlier this year, it was also revealed that the government's chief value-added tax spokesperson owed more than $100,000 in real property taxes. In each of those instances, the information was leaked to the media from within the various government agencies responsible. Still, Gray says it should not be reported unless there's information on a cross-section of public figures.
Mine is up to date, the extent to which I am able to keep my bills paid. And if I owe anything, I continue to pay on it. So I don't have an issue, personally. But I believe that when I see the publications, I only have one concern. Why are they not reporting everybody?
We do.
There are 40 there are 40 FNMs who just left Parliament. They may not be in this house today, but they just left. And I'm wondering if I want to ask you, did you check on those former MPs to see what positions they are with? Because you can check. Okay. BEC got the records. What would you find?
In addition to recent media criticisms by PLP Chairman Bradley Roberts and BEC Chairman Leslie Miller, State Investments Minister Kailash Roll said talk shows in the Bahamas paint politicians as worthless, greedy, and lazy. And police have taken a juvenile into custody after he was found with $30,000 worth of illegal drugs. According to police, the 15-year-old was arrested yesterday at Lyndon Pinling International Airport after Drug Enforcement Unit officers searched the teen's carry-on bag. He had just arrived on a charter flight from Andros when the officers discovered 20 pounds of marijuana in his possession. Investigations continue. Stay with us when MB12 returns. It's the first day of summer, how yoga enthusiasts observed summer solstice.